You make me move. You got it all inside of you. Feel it to be true. And when you dance, I'm in the groove. You make me move. You make me move. You got it all inside of you. Feel it to be true. And when you dance, I'm in the groove. You make me move. You make me move. You got it all inside of you. Feel it to be true. And when you dance, I'm in the groove.
Welcome to 365 Language Planet. Do you love learning and using languages? If you do, the Language Study Club live stream is for you. In this live stream, you can share and create sentences in any language with study buddies. The live stream is from 9:30 to 10:30 p.m. Japan Standard Time most nights. I hope to enjoy learning and using languages with you there. Now it's time for tonight's show. Let's speak English and Nihongo live in partnership with the RSU PAL Center of Ransit University International College in Bangkok, Thailand. This is the third of 5 joint shows we will be doing together. The theme of tonight's show is learning languages. And to discuss this theme with us from the RSU PAL Center is Susie. Hi, Susie.
Hi. Hi,
Oh,
Garrett.
yeah,
Nice to meet you all.
yeah. Thank you so much for joining us. I know
Yes, thank you.
Susie is kind of your English name, but what is your native language? What is your name in your native
Oh,
language?
yes, my name is Susan Depot in my native language, and you can
Nice.
just call me like Susie.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
And
and
what?
I'm from Myanmar, and yeah, currently I am studying information and communication technology, like at Ransit University in Thailand.
I see. And do you like learning
Yeah.
languages?
Yes, I really love to learning languages.
Okay, that's fantastic. Well, let's enjoy talking about it tonight.
Yeah, just do it
So,
for it.
okay, let's start. The first question of tonight's show is I first started learning a foreign language in the 7th grade. How about you? 日本語で
Uh,
私、sorry, 日本語、私は中学1年生の時に初めて外国語を学び始めました。あなたは So, how about you, Susie? When did you first start
uh,
learning a
yes.
foreign language?
For me, we have been studying English since elementary school in our country. It's kind of like part of our regular curriculum, and at first it's feel a little bit challenging for me, but over time, I used to live and I really enjoy learning language, English language. So I think like studying at young age definitely helped me like making more comfortable with learning a new language. Yeah.
Wow, that's very interesting because in Japan there's a kind of big debate sometimes about like, well, maybe starting English too early is not good. Maybe we should wait till later. As people kind of discuss that kind of topic. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's very interesting. Well, let's ask the audience. When did you first start learning a foreign language? Please let us know in the chat. You can write your answer in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントで答えを書いてください. You have 4 minutes. So I know my first foreign language was French.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, yes. When I was a student, we had a choice. We could study French or Spanish.
Oh, so you can try between like French or like some
Yes,
other language.
yes, French or
Oh,
Spanish.
that's kind of interesting. Yeah, like
Yeah,
in our country, like English is the second language we have to learn at the first or the as a regular curriculum. Yeah,
yeah. I think a lot of places, start with English first
yeah,
nowadays.
mostly. Yeah, this is universal language, right?
Yeah, very cool. It's great. A lot of people, if as oh, we have a viewer wrote, me too. I started English when I was in junior high school. That's Takesh. All right, Takesh, thank you for joining tonight's show. And Kan Mama says, me too. I started from This Is a Pen. All right. Thank you, Kan Mama, for joining tonight's show. Uh, do, do you remember the first phrase you learned in English, Susie?
Oh, actually, we have to learn from alphabet, A, B, C,
Yes.
D, and like we have to learn the first word, like A for apple, B for bear, or something like that. So I
Oh,
remember like apple.
apple. It's an apple.
Yeah,
It's an
apple.
yes. Okay, we got Grandma Kay joining the show. She says, "Hi, thank you for your time the other day, everyone." Thank you, Grandma Kay, for joining us. Uh, I had a beer garden party with my students last month. It was very fun. Uh, Thank you for joining that party, Grandma Kay, and thank you for joining tonight's show.
Thank you. It's
Uh,
my honor to join this
yeah,
show.
oh, my honor to have you. We, for me, I almost have no memory of my French classes. And I took 4 years, 2 years in junior high school and 2 years in high school. But I don't remember much. It's just like maybe I like, I am, thank you, and hello. That's pretty much the only words I remember in French.
Uh, can I know how to say hello in French?
Well, the most kind of formal way is like bonjour.
Oh, bonjour. Oh,
Yes,
I have had it. Yeah,
that's yeah. That's for me.
yeah,
That's
that's what I know.
one of my like one of my 4 words. But viewers, how about you? When did you first start learning a foreign language? Please let us know in the chat or in the comments. Okay, why? Oh, thank you for joining tonight's show. She says, me too. I first started learning English in the 7th grade. Wow, just like me. And A Highbridge, thank you for joining tonight's show. He says, so did I. I started learning English in 7th grade. Wow, seems like a lot of people started in the 7th grade. Interesting. Okay, well, now please, sorry, I gotta move on. Okay, so now please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. 今、チャットまたはコメントで新しい質問を書いてください。You have 4 minutes. 4分間あります。Hey, so Susie, you started with English in primary school, elementary
Yeah.
school, right? When did you start? I mean, I know you told me. I think you're learning like 2 other languages too, right? Or maybe more. I don't know,
Uh,
but what languages are you like? Do you study?
yeah, like during COVID-19, like we have to stay home. So I started learning Japanese language.
Wow.
And yeah, after 1 year of studying, like I passed net Japanese net test um, N4. Yeah, N4.
Wow, that's great. Do you like Japanese?
Yeah, I like because I really love to travel to Japan, so I really love to learn Japanese.
Yeah, that's like me and Spanish right now. I'm learning Spanish with the
Oh,
dream of visiting Spain someday with my wife, but we're not we're doing good with studying, but we're not doing so good with saving money. We're good students, but bad savers.
mm,
But
I
it's
see.
it's okay. Someday, just
Yeah.
all right. K workshop. Uh, oh, I see. That wasn't A Heinrich. That was K workshop. K workshop. Thank you for joining tonight's show. Okay, he said I first started riding a motorcycle when I was 19 years old. How about you? Well, I know for me, I've never ridden a motorcycle. Have you, Susie?
Ah, do you mean can I ride a motorcycle?
Yes.
Oh, yes, I can.
Wow, that's cool.
Yes, yeah, I live in a small town, so we don't use car or something like that. It's like just a small town, so we can use
I see. Use bikes.
we can something like that,
I
and
see.
sometimes we can also go on foot.
I see. Cool. Well, Takesh says I first received an award for sketching in the 1st grade of elementary school. When was the first time you received an award? Like a first place prize or some in America, sometimes you get awards, sometimes you get ribbons, like a first place ribbon or second place, third place, sometimes a trophy. Do you remember the first time you received some kind of award, Susie?
Ah, actually, at the start of school, we have to start our school at 5 year in our country, and yeah, I got first watch in at the at 5 year.
Oh, wow. Sounds
Yeah,
great.
5 year old, and after over time, I also got uh, a WAF for every year's like
I
for
see.
every year classes. Yeah.
I see. It's a kind of great student.
No, really though.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I think for me, I don't remember exactly, but I love running, and so sometimes I got an award for running. Uh, I can't remember how old or when it was. All right. YO says, "What language do you study recently?"
Currently studying like Thai language, but really it is really difficult for me. You know, the pronunciations are really uh, messy, something like that.
But since you're living in Thailand, it's probably
Yes, although I'm living in Thai, but it's really difficult for learning Thai. The pronunciations are really like some kind of messy. Like they have
yeah,
different tone, like five tone, like rising tone or something like that.
yeah,
Rising tone, low, like kind of middle tone or something like that.
yeah. Sounds tough. All right. Grandma Kay says, "How do Americans first teach their children their native language at school?" I don't know. That's a good question. Um, I remember, I don't remember kindergarten very well, but I remember the first grade and the second grade. We did a lot of um, spelling, a lot of spelling tests, especially in the second grade. And so spelling test was a good way to make students study because if the teacher would be very upset if if you didn't do well on the spelling test.
Yeah,
And so we had spelling tests every week, I think, and I had to study. I had to write. I had to make with vocabulary. We had to make sentences with each word,
I see.
and so that was good practice. It was really good practice, and
Yeah,
good. So that's what I remember. And okay. So anyways, nice question, Grandma K. Great job, everyone. Let's move on to the next question of tonight's show, which is, what do you think is difficult about learning languages? 日本語で言語を学ぶ上で難しいと思うことは何ですか? So, Susie,
yes.
what do you think is difficult?
Yeah, for me, like the most challenging part for learning a new language is that like, memorizing new vocabulary and like finding the real sentence to use them, and also like pronunciation. Like sometimes I feel unsure like the pronunciation of the word, like the for example like the squid or something like that, the similar
Yes.
pronunciation. Yeah. And and also like understanding the speaking or native people is also can be touched for me.
Yeah, it's interesting about the speed. Sometimes when you learning, it's kind of slow speed, and then when it goes faster, it's like, oh my gosh, what happened?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, let's ask the viewers. Um, okay, so the question was, what do you think is difficult about learning languages? 言語を学ぶ上で難しいと思うことは何ですか? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. Okay, we got a new viewer. Charming, thank you for joining tonight's show. Charming says, I think grammar is very difficult for me.
Yeah, it's also.
Yes, yeah, me too, me too. Grammar was one of the most difficult. Oh, I gotta start the timer. So you have 4 minutes to write your answer in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントで答えを書いてください。 right, so Charming says for her, grammar. Was grammar tough for you too, Susie, like with English? Was grammar difficult for you with English?
Oh, grammar, about
Yeah.
grammar. Like, sometimes like past tense or past continuous tense or something like that. I can like rightly use, like I can use the right tense in some kind of cases. So it will be the difficult part for me.
Yes, it was for me. Japanese grammar was very difficult too. Um, just switching
So
between like
yes,
oh, okay. Hopefully we can get Susie back soon. But yeah, I was saying about the Japanese grammar. Oh, here she is. Okay, okay, Susie's back.
okay. I think I think my
Okay,
connection lost.
no problem, no problem.
Sorry, but
It's okay. Okay, K Workshop says, I think it's difficult to continue learning for a long time. Und du? Und du is in German for and you? Do you do you think, Susie, do you think it's difficult to continue?
yeah, you mean like it's really difficult like to study for long hours?
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes I cannot focus on study. So for this, I have technique that I use. Like I think it's called like Pomodoro technique. It's like 25 study method. Like we study for 25 minutes and break for 5 minutes.
Oh yeah. I see. Sounds like a good technique. Kind of just like taking a rest often.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
I
good
think
technique.
it can improve like our focus scale and also like consistency, making consistency.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds great. Okay, so I think Grandma K was saying I can't hear the something at all. So maybe I guess, maybe the linking. I guess, like when like linking words together, especially when people speak very quickly, there's no space between
Ah, yes,
words. That's
yes,
very
I know.
difficult. Yes. That was very difficult for me with Japanese too. It just, it sounded like, one whole, like one sentence was like one word at first. It was very hard to hear.
Yes, I know.
YO says, many things are difficult for me about learning language. Yeah, I agree. Takesh says, for me, the most difficult part of learning English is the use of like and the, to and for, etc. Using like like or the is very difficult for a lot of
Ah,
people.
I know the article, right? Yeah,
Yes, yes.
it's
Our,
kind of also difficult. Yeah,
yeah, so it's like I went to the shopping mall or I went to a shopping mall. It's challenging.
yeah.
All right, Kan Mama says I think my vocabulary is lacking. That's very I remember it's still it happens all the time, but when you first learn a language, your vocabulary is so limited. So
Yeah,
it's very difficult to express like how you feel. It's difficult to express anything. YO says
yes,
me
agreed.
too. Yes, me too. Okay, great job, everyone. Nice job. Let's move on to the next section. So now you can write a new question in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントで新しい質問を書いてください。You have 4 minutes. 4分間あります。I think, one interesting thing for me, talking about your study system and, like taking a break. Like taking
Yeah.
a break is very important. And yeah, I realized for me, like taking a break or taking a rest was like very important to have like enough energy to study.
Yeah, it's kind of giving a walk to myself for studying for like 25 minutes. Like,
Yeah, that's a nice idea. K Workshop says, what do you think is fun about learning languages?
Actually, since my childhood, I would like to be like, tourist. Yeah, I would like to be tourist guide.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, tourist guide. Yeah, so I would like to study like many languages, and also would like to travel all over the world and like communicate with native people. Yeah,
Sounds great. Yeah,
yeah,
so it's kind of that,
yeah,
kind of like chasing a dream, kind of, or
yeah.
yeah.
That was my childhood dream. Yeah,
Because for me, I love meeting new people, and so I learned a little bit of French. And then when I was like in high school, I'd sometimes like go to my mom's office and or maybe junior high school, and I would chat in the kind of I go to like a French kind of chat room, and
oh yeah,
I'd use French to meet people. And then, but
interesting.
yes, and then you would use French first, and then we'd switch to English. So
Ah,
it was a good way to meet people.
yeah,
Fun way. That's my first way to enjoy. So K Workshop says it's fun to communicate with a person who doesn't speak Japanese. I guess maybe for you too, Susie, it's fun using English to communicate with people who don't speak. Or I guess
yes. It's really interesting to communicate with people. Like, uh, if they don't know the language, yeah, we stay communicate in their language. If we learn many languages.
yes, yes, yeah, I think so too. That's in my university, um, there were people from all like many different countries who could
Yeah,
teach and learn, make friends using English, and so that really inspired me to become an English teacher, just to help people be able to teach, learn, make friends using English.
yeah, like to expand our social network or something like that.
Yeah, and that kind of ability.
Yeah, with community.
All right. Well, if you're still typing, please continue and you can share your questions in the chat or in the comments anytime. Now, we're going to move on to the last question of tonight's show, which is, do you think it's getting easier to learn languages? 日本語で言語を学ぶのは簡単になってきていると思いますか？ before we answer, we have a question. Takesh says, "What do you think is the best way for Japanese people to learn English conversation?" Oh, or just
Uh,
Takesh. That's Takesh's question, and I would you said Japanese people, but I think any people in general is okay, right? Like, what do you think is the best way to learn English conversation? Any idea, Susie?
actually, yeah. Now there are many high technology like AI or something like that. So it's more getting easier before like previous year. So I you can use some application like Duolingo or something like that, like to make consistency for studying language. Like you can focus on like vocabulary or sentence or something like that. And
Yeah,
mostly yeah,
yeah. I was, yeah, I agree too. We're saying you mostly do what?
yeah, mostly I use YouTube for YouTube for like listening practice.
I
Yeah,
see.
like listening to the podcast like for example like BBC learning English or something like that.
Okay. All right. Well, that was a great question, Takesh. And now let's talk about this question. Do you think it's getting easier to learn languages? Which kind of your little bit already. Uh, like, was it technology? Do you think it's getting easier to learn languages, Susie?
Yes, there's a as I mentioned before, like there's a many high technology like AI or something like this. So I also use ChatGPT to practice my speaking skill, like making conversation each other. Like
Great. Yeah, Charming says, yes, I think so. There are many tools to learn languages. Example, Duolingo, YouTube, and etc. Okay, so I'm gonna start the timer. So we got 4 minutes, but yeah, I think so too, Charming. But there's one big problem about technology. So, do you know the big problem about technology, Susie?
mm, let me guess. Do you mean like privacy or something like
Yeah,
that?
no, no. That's a little issue too. But I think the big problem about technology is it can be so distracting.
Ah, yeah,
Like I
agreed.
want there's so much, interesting entertainment that you can using technology.
Yes.
A lot of self-control to say, wait, I'm not gonna access this entertainment. Instead, I'm going to study using technology. And I think
I know, yeah, yeah, yeah,
for a lot of people that is very difficult because there's like videos, games, gambling. There's so many interesting things you can do with technology. Um,
yeah. That's right.
so like for me, I had to learn how to control my mind and just like and so basically what I did like for me I was like I told myself like just don't do anything, like do nothing first, and after if I can do nothing, then then it's kind of easy to study after that.
Yeah. Uh, the this. I mean, social media really get distracted our study. Yeah.
Yes.
So, but you can just learn like you watching movie by watching movie or some listening to sound like but just only focus on study, no not distracted by social media or something like that. Scrolling some social media can be really take time.
Oh, K Workshop says technology or technological advances may eliminate the need to learn languages. Oh, that's true, right? Maybe. You think so, Susie? Technological advances may eliminate the need to learn languages.
Yeah, I also think so.
Uh,
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe, but I think, like it depends on people. If you enjoy talking to people, I think learning languages will
Yeah.
always be useful. If you don't want to talk to anyone, you don't need to learn. You can just use technology.
Yes, that's true. If you're shy to talk with the people, so you can just use AI to technology or something like that, like to practice speaking, writing, or something like that.
I don't know. I think I'm not so worried about technology, but we will see. It's gonna be. I say it's always exciting to see the future. Who knows? Who knows what will happen? Takesh says, I
Yeah,
think so, but in the end, it depends on the motivation of the individual.
yeah, that's totally right.
Yes, yeah, it's kind of like no matter how easy it is, you still need, the willpower, like the self control to do it. All right, great job,
Yeah,
guys.
self-control and like motivated to study for every day.
Okay, let's move on to the last section of tonight's show. Now, please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントで新しい質問を書いてください。You have 4 minutes. 4分間あります。Okay, Grandma K says, absolutely. I think so. Whenever I like, I can learn English on YouTube and take English lessons from teachers all over the world online,
Yeah,
which is cool, super cool. Oh, yeah, it's just, I think that basically the only thing people really need is like energy and self-control. You have to first, you need energy, and then once you have energy, you need to have the kind of willpower to decide, oh, I'm gonna study first before I play.
yeah, that's kind of motivation. Like after studying or after studying this lesson, yeah, I would do something like fun or like giving reward.
Yeah, and it's like it kind of everyone's different. How like their energy wise, but for me, like resting, taking a good rest first, and then
Yeah,
study is good. So for me, like I like to do the rest, like take a rest first and then study. That's kind of
yeah,
funny.
that's kind of important point. Yeah,
Yes, yes, to enjoy. Um, but okay, Takesh has a question. He says, "Do you think it's easy how to lose weight? I just want to know how to do that. I've been gaining weight lately." Me too, Takesh. Uh, Susie, any advice? Or I would
Lo-
say,
like
for
to
me,
lose weight.
yes.
Oh, I think like you should like walk for 30 minutes for every day, every
Oh,
morning. And also Actually, I don't do any diet or something like that. I also eat my meal at the right time, at the exact time for every day. And I walk for 30 minutes for every mornings and every evening. Yeah,
Yes.
it's
Yeah,
kind of, yeah,
kind of kind of good.
yeah, this is kind of my way, like
Nice. Your way.
maintaining my weight. Yeah.
I see. Great. Yeah, I think, sometimes you just like have to be a detective. I kind of you have to investigate why am I gaining weight? Um, for me, it's often very simple reason. I'm drinking at night, uh, a lot, and so if I drink a lot at night, well, I definitely will start gaining weight. It's very simple, simple question. I don't
Yeah,
know. Yeah.
yeah, actually, it's easy to gain weight for me. You know, I if I don't sleep for several days and eat a meal at the at random time, and
Yeah.
I easily get weight. I easily gain weight like just only for a few days.
Yeah, yeah, and it's crazy how fast it can happen. And yeah, so yeah, I would say Takeshi, you gotta investigate. You gotta investigate why you are gaining weight. What's the cause? Sometimes it's stress. Like you have lots of
Yeah,
stress.
it's also.
Yeah, creates that kind of hormones that kind of make you gain weight. Okay, what we got? I think we got one more. K Workshop says, I don't think it's cool to talk to foreigners using a smartphone translate. How about you?
Oh, actually, when you travel to a new country, and if you don't know the language in their native, so you can just use the Google Translate, to go to the place where we want to. So we can use Google Translate.
Yes. Yeah, I think so. Sometimes you have sometimes no choice, right?
Yeah,
So
no
you have
choice. So
no choice. But, gradually it's kind of yeah, it's a million times nicer to like be able to communicate without using like a smartphone or translation device.
yeah, as you mentioned, like if there is no choice, you can just use like Google Translate or something like that. But for me, I think communicating in their native language is the best way. You know, uh, it can get like better and more one welcome from them.
It's kind of as someone asked a question about like what is fun about learning languages, and I think one of the most fun things is like when you learn some language and you use it to communicate with people. Even
Yeah, this is yeah, that's really cool when That's
yes,
really cool. If you know the language in their if you know the language, yeah, in their language, so we can communicate with the native, and it's really enjoyable. Like it's like getting a walk from some like our studying. Yeah.
I think so too. Okay, well, great job, everyone. That's the end of tonight's show. Thank you so much for joining Susie and me tonight. And Susie, thank you for
Thank you
joining the
also. Yeah.
show. Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
It's my honor to join. Yeah.
yeah, thank you so much. And in addition to being a university student, Susie is also a volunteer at a great organization. I'll put the organization on the top of the screen here. I think it's called Timeline. YO says, "Thank you so much. Good night." What is the name of the or? Can you tell us about the organization you volunteer at?
Yeah, yeah. So, currently I'm in volunteering like at ISET. That's like youth organization, and I have to work with like hackathon event uh, with different people, and I actually I would like to gain like some leadership skill or making friends, so I joined it.
See, that's cool. And one more really interesting and exciting thing about Susie is she has a YouTube channel as well. I'll show people your YouTube channel. Can you tell us about your YouTube channel?
Yeah, actually, is like about posting my daily blog or some untitled blog or like some handicraft like origami, crochet or something like that. Because I really love to enjoy like creating handicrafts. So yeah, if you're interested in my hobby, you can check out my channel.
Okay, yeah, I checked it out tonight and I really liked it. I love the music, I love the nature, and I saw a little bit
Yeah.
of origami. But origami is a little tough for me, so I didn't finish that one. But I love the music and the nature uh, videos. That was really
All
cool.
right.
And so yeah,
Yeah.
I recommend it to the viewers to check out your YouTube channel and enjoy Susie's nice videos.
All
Okay,
right.
and tonight I'm gonna be studying in about 15 minutes. I do another live stream called the Language Study
Oh,
Club. So
yeah.
yeah, that's
So
starting.
thank you for joining me today, all viewers, and also
Yeah,
have a good night.
yes, my pleasure. Yes, please, everyone. Hope everyone has a great night, and we will hopefully see you all again next week. Okay, so till then, good night.
Have a good night.
Thank